we in the building.
What they want for themselves. They don't have the audacity.
Alright. I want to start on time. And I'm gonna play this audio while I get some food in because I'm hungry. Alright. Welcome. Come on in. Y'all like and share the video. Thank you kindly. Shout out to Sonia Johnson, Delvin S4, Double Speaks came in here early. Tammy came in here early. Man, I really appreciate that, man. Big shout out to y'all, man. I really appreciate that, man. We're going to talk about the mainstream media getting exposed. Dayton, Mr. Dr. Dayton Campbell, that brother you see there with the red tie on the thumbnail, he really exposed Andrew Holness, Kamana, and Nigel Clark. And I'm gonna explain how he did that and go in on this. Like I said, I'm gonna play this audio in the background while I get me some food in. Real quickly. Like and share, man. Like and share.
My viewer, my friend, my subscriber, welcome again. Oh my Lord Jesus. I want to share this video because after everybody's talking about it, you remember the JLP was one of them who talk about them care for woman and how PMP not care for the woman and all of that stuff. And look what they do now to the young lady. Then just take her, make sure she resign and push one man in there.
Ain't that something?
One woman they say them pushing every make it look good.
Ain't that something?
Them same one we talk about loving woman and then love woman. Take out the woman and push out the woman.
Ain't that something?
The man where they want.
Wow.
What them want for themselves. They don't have the audacity to come and talk about who love woman.
The audacity.
But anyway, I found a business that over there. So. But me listen to Dr. Ori Strong.
Hey, play that back. Shout out to Living with Jenny, Living with Jennifer, Jamaica. Shout out to her. She dropped this an hour ago. I thought this was dope.
My viewer, my friend, my subscriber, welcome again. Oh my Lord Jesus. I want to share this video. Everybody's talking about it. You remember the JP was one of them we talk about them care for woman and how PMP not care for woman and all of that stuff. And look at them do now to the young lady. Then just take her, make sure she resign and push one man in there. And I think one woman they said them pushing every make it look good. Them same one we talk about loving woman and then love woman. Take out the woman and push out the woman and push in the man where they want. What them want for themselves. They don't have the audacity to come and talk about who love woman from who not love woman. But anyway, I found a business that over there. So. But
right.
I listen to Dr. Ori Strong. I try to explain it to people. Dr. Chang, I try to explain it and all now I don't know if we must say I make no sense. So I'm going to take on into it and I'm going to listen to what Dr. Chang has to say. I want to tell me if you don't understand if we must try to say make no goddamn sense.
And dialogue within this matters and went into the other 4th anniversary and she had already indicated she's not going to run next election because she was not comfortable in aspects of the seat she was in. And Minister Samuel has been there for some time. So that has been on the card.
Welcome. Y'all hit the like button. Let's go.
4th anniversary.
Welcome. Come on in.
That's part of the constitution of the
share the live. Tell a friend we hear you.
Resigned a challenge to her and her integrity report. She has a number of other decisions that they are taking. She's discussing the question of what this was. The matter is being looked at in another forum, and I think having served the seat and we can in fact represent those constituencies effectively, where she do a number of things to we'll let it be. It's still a privilege to call election. I think it's most appropriate, and we think we have some time in the case of South Carolina.
No, you don't listen to him on the ear. I say the man can't even give a good statement and say I'm a Minister of National Security. He a baffle, I say, all right, Marsha did her 4 here, and Marsha did indicate that she not going to run back because, and Matthew been in the ground a long while. So I told them did I run in one constituency because you see Matthew more than you see she. So that's why she did lay back. I understand, and I know so the people them did a demonstrate against her and say all kind of something against her. That me know. Me even see it in the bite of the week where them I said they never see her and all of that. That we can't understand. But what me not understand is we're just 1 year from the election. Why she couldn't just stay if she did it for 4 years? Because the people them did demonstrate against her more than 2 years ago. Uno still not do nothing, see nothing else flare up. So uno could make she go on and just keep the election and have one thing. But me no want to, We don't want to test the water out there because Ryan Sims not do good on the ground too. And we don't want to run the by-election to see what the numbers then look like for the general election. But Mark Golding called to the plan, called the chess game. You don't understand me? I'm not going to hear the bite of the week.
I go see her on TV, up on phone. I never see her yet. She don't come in the community and talk to people in the community. That's why nobody respect her.
He must go, should have gone a long time. After the day when he never come, I watch it. I mean, live a watch it. I work selling at the market. I mean, never come here yet. Never. Nobody in the market ever see her.
So some of the people then said they never see her and all of them something. But it is also said that I learned that the people then love handout and she another type and she must tell them so then for go up. And she never do like what she ain't do. So then I too like her. So you have certain people with principle. When in the whole heap of handouts and the people they don't really like you for that. So that's one of the reasons here she was going through a lot of problems. So as I hear Dr. Changa say she didn't plan for run back, and that's why. But whether she did plan for run back or not, I never did that for Russian by election. And on the other hand, with him now talking about Marissa Philibert. Listen, Dr. Chang, you're not even give a good statement. You're just a buffer. Oh, she's still like, no, you're not representative, but nothing is wrong in the country. You don't listen what I say, people? You don't listen what I say? Oh, it is still monitored. That woman monitor it. So no one tell we say woman resign and she still a monitor it. Oh, and she look into why it was brought before. You know why it was brought before? She never declared it for 5 consecutive years. And a 1 year, and a 2 year, and a 3 year, sir. So coming to talk nonsense, nobody with your foolishness. Because you know exactly what the woman did. And you know exactly where else I want to up in the way under investigation. You don't do the right thing. You don't do the right thing. And that's why we're under investigation. We say and we have a right to say that because we don't know who. So until we know who, the whole 63 member of parliament is included for me. Until we know, I want to take it and make it as a secret and nobody enough to talk. Is a disgrace, man. Is a disgrace. You can't even come out as the Minister of National Security and say you're Deputy Secretary or whatever, or Deputy Prime Minister and Deputy Secretary or whatever you be in the party. Have so much office in the party. And a simple question is asked to you. Why not East St. Anne and not South Trelawney? And you did there baffle and baffle and baffle and cannot give a good statement. I don't know it may look good. Because Diane asked you about the question. And listen to what Diane asked him.
Couple of things. First of all, everybody from the Jamaica Labour Party who speaks on this starts out by saying it's prerogative of the Prime Minister. So let's establish that clearly, right from the get-go. The Prime Minister is doing nothing unlawful. He is doing nothing unconstitutional. Under our Constitution, it is indeed his prerogative to call an election at any time. Having said that, that doesn't mean it's good governance. And which is why I'm saying it cannot be justified. The party and the government have been perfectly fine to have an entire constituency without representation in Parliament for a year.
I agree, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I remember in the case of Mark Golding when they matter about, it doesn't look good for him to be British citizen and want to run for the highest office of the country. And some of his supporters don't come out and say, oh, moral ethics and all of that. So even though the Prime Minister have the right to call the election, moral ethics could have told him that you know just make somebody resign yesterday and then you get somebody put in at the spot today and call the election at the same time when there is other constituency that need attention and no attention or space. So only some people you care for who because you know say them are phone of people but you don't care for the rest of people. It just not look good, it not feel good, it not smell good, and it just not good governance, none at all. So I agree. So my viewers and my friends and my subscribers want to tell me what you think about Dr. Chang. I try to explain the reason why behind why no by-election and why by-election. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Life with Jennifer JM. I am your girl, Auntie Jen. Catch you the next time. Bye.
Nah, this on YouTube, man. You gotta go off camera. Alright, man, let's get into this real quick. Let me introduce this real quick, right? I'm hungry. I gotta eat some food, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But, yeah, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Mainstream media is exposed. I'm sorry. What I'm not gonna do is, I'm not going to show the video. I'm only gonna play the audio because copyright. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna play the audio because I'm gonna go through the whole thing. and I'm going to react to it. So fair use. This is for documentation and entertainment purposes because low-key, this is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of my own videos in the background whilst playing the actual. I'm going to play this video here with no sound while I play the actual video that I want to react to.
Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jax Miller. No.
So I need your guys' attention. Dr. Dayton Campbell, I think, is the permanent secretary for the PNP, the People's National Party. That's the opposition, one of the opposition parties here in Jamaica. The UIC is also one of them. We tend to forget, you know what I'm saying? But we must not forget. All right. We got 4 people in the building. I guess people didn't get the notifications. Outside of the people that saluted me, Double Speaks, Tammy, Delvin, S4, Sonia. I haven't seen nobody type in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Not even once. Not even hey Bolo, good evening, nothing. That's crazy. I encourage you guys to actually interact in the chat. Like I said, all you gotta do, you ain't gotta agree with me. You know, you can oppose to what I'm saying respectfully. I ain't got no problem with y'all opposing to what I'm saying. But, you know, hey, let's interact in the chat, man. All right, let's interact in the chat. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, I see, EJ, Delvin, Tammy, right, all that. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me see. Mama saying I'm a son, mama papa. Mama papa. Oh, and if you want to donate to the platform and support the platform monetarily, the donation link is pinned at the top of the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. We got 11 votes already. Did you subscribe? And did you hit the like button? All right, we got some people coming in. Come on in. I was wondering where everybody was, man. Oh no, I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Didn't I send out these messages that I'm live and stuff? What happened? You know? Yeah, so let me send it out again to my group. I'm live right now. I'm live. I don't know why people not getting the notifications, but that's why I say join my WhatsApp group. My WhatsApp group, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1876, right? 451, right? 6535. That's 1876-451-6535. Hit me up with a message saying group or I want to join the group. Real simple. And I'll put you in the group and in the community, the WhatsApp community. All right. So yeah, that's what I need you to do on your end, and then I can add you. So when I go live, I just send out, you know, I send out my broadcast, and you'll be added to it. Yeah, that's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. So the more and more people that is added to the WhatsApp group, the easier it is for me to let my people know that I'm live. You heard? I can control that, but YouTube does what YouTube does. Now, Dr. Nathan Campbell was grilled, ladies and gentlemen, by a interviewer. Well, they did say the name already, the lady, when I played it a while ago. But in my opinion, this is my opinion. The mainstream media, in my opinion, has been exposed, especially when it comes on to this interview. It's like they're out of touch, in my opinion, about what's really going on, and the way how Jamaican people are looking at this situation with the, hey, Ryan Campbell, what up, my brother? Shout out to you. Salute, my brother, salute. The way how people are looking at this situation is like the mainstream media is totally out of touch. I don't know if they're just looking for some type of conflict or I don't know, conspiracy or just to stay on the side of I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird to me. So I'm gonna play the interview and go into what Dr. Dayton Campbell said, and I'm gonna react to it. Y'all know how I do. All right, man. I can't do nothing more. I shared it in my group. I shared it in the other groups, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. All right, man. Let's get it, man. We got 10 people in the building. All that I ask is that you share this live with 10 people that you never shared it with before. You heard? That's it. Let's get into it. Dayton Campbell exposes Andrew Holness, Nigel Clark. Where my Andrew Holness, Nigel Clark, and Kamana. Her name is Kamana. I don't remember her last name. But she is, I believe, I don't remember what she is. Yeah, but her name. Let me Google it real quick. Nigel Clark just left his post as Minister of Finance. Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister. Kamana her name is Kamana Johnson Smith. She's the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Jamaica. Again, she's allegedly the one that signed the Samoa Agreement. So let's get into this, man. Dayton Campbell. Like I said, let me drop this number first. 451 if you're not yet a part of the WhatsApp group. All right. Good afternoon, Velma. How you doing, love? Salute to you. Salute to you. That's the WhatsApp number right there. Yeah, y'all can join the WhatsApp group. Let's get it.
In a recent All Angles special, Giovanni Dennis looked at the problem of noise pollution in Jamaica and how it's affecting our hearing. Yes, people are going deaf from noise. So we have a follow-up discussion on that coming up this evening. A little bit later on in the program, what can we do about this problem? First, though, Prime Minister Andrew Holness earlier today announced that there will be a by-election for the constituency of St. Ann North East that will be on September 30. This was after former Member of Parliament Marcia Smith resigned suddenly yesterday. The opposition People's National Party says they're not contesting the by-election. TVJ's Andrea Chisholm spoke with PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell.
First of all, Dr. Campbell, will the PNP be contesting the by-election in North East St. Ann?
No, we will not be. The People's National Party will be contesting the by-elections in the two divisions that are vacant, so in the Morant Bay division and the Indian Town division. The reason being is that those divisions became vacant because of natural causes, persons died, and the local government election is not due until 2028. So we are 3.5 years away from a local government election. So we will be contesting those two by-elections. In relation to the constitution.
I see you. Okay. Do you dance?
Dr. Dayton Campbell.
First of all, Dr. Campbell.
Damn, I was talking the whole time and I was on mute. So I was saying that. Let's listen to that again.
Will the PNP be contesting the by-election in North East St. Ann?
No, we will not be. The People's National Party will be contesting the by-elections in the two divisions that are vacant, so in the Morant Bay division and the Indian Town division. The reason being is that those divisions became vacant because of natural causes, persons died, and the...
All right. So those two divisions that he mentioned, those two people died. It's natural causes, right? So there's no representatives in those areas for coming sometime in September. It's going to be a year. It's almost a year. It's just days away from being a year. The Prime Minister and his government never saw it fit to call this by-election, right? But now they remove somebody. She resigned right? It is quiet as kept behind the scenes is that this was orchestrated. This was all planned. That they removed this lady from her post, right? To put somebody else in there that, for whatever reason, right? And now they're trying to draw the PNP in to a by-election, and the PNP is wise. They said, no, we're not doing that. What about the 2 by-elections that has been pending for a year? How do you have this lady resign and then the next day call a by-election, but you never called a by-election for the other situations that was a natural occurrence? You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because he know in those areas he will lose. The Prime Minister is afraid, and I say this with no apology. He is afraid. He's playing chess. He's using all of his powers and abusing all of his powers to play politics, in my opinion. In all well-thinking Jamaican, anybody that been watching politics for years, man, listen, they have done it on both sides, man. Well, not this specific thing, because this is the first time I think this has ever happened. So, Mr. Andrew Holness is literally trending in doing things that has never been done, that is politically seen as unethical, not just by his peers, but also by the people of Jamaica, me included. But let's hear what Mr. Dayton Campbell said to answering her question.
First of all, Dr. Campbell, will the PNP be contesting the by-election in Northeast St. Anne?
No.
Bless up yourself, Delvin S4. Big up, big up.
No, we will not be.
Remember to share the live. Remember to share the live, please. Y'all know y'all the engine, y'all the fuel to this. You know what I'm saying?
The People's National Party will be contesting the by-elections in the 2 divisions that are vacant, so in the Moran Bay division and the Alien Town division. The reason being is that those divisions became vacant because of natural causes, persons died, and the local government election is not due until 2028. So we are 3.5 years away from a local government election. So we will be contesting those 2 by-elections. In relation to the constituencies, we think that the government is trying to use the state resources to play politics and to deal with their internal politics. If you look at the constitution regarding local government election, we are not allowed to have a by-election within the last year, leading up to the general local government.
Now that's very important. You're not allowed to have a by-election within the last year of a general election, meaning in less than a year, the general election is supposed to be called. So this is where it becomes unethical. This is where it becomes, you're using your powers to try and shift the balance, because you know the people of Jamaica aren't feeling you right now. Right? And I played the audio, which I will play again. I played the audio this morning, I'm going to play again, of Pastor Mark Stewart telling you on the spiritual level what it is that they're actually doing, allegedly. Shout out to Shirley Bogley in the building. Wagwan. Wagwan, Shirley.
What up, baby?
Big up, big up, big up. The Universe Galaxy NBA says, welcome to Jam Rock. Big up. Hey, salute to y'all, man.
Election. Even we think that the government is trying to use the state resources to play politics and to include citizens in the by-election. No, we will not be. The People's National Party will be contesting the by-elections in the 2 divisions that are vacant, so in the Moran Bay division and the Alien Town division. The reason being is that those divisions became vacant because of natural causes, persons died, and the local government election is not due until 2028. So we are 3.5 years away from a local government election. So we will be contesting those 2 by-elections. In relation to the constituencies, we think that the government is trying to use the state resources to play politics and to deal with their internal politics. If you look at the constitution regarding local government election, we are not allowed to have a by-election within the last year, leading up to the general local government election. Even in the People's National Party, we have said that we have no elections within the year before a general election. And it should be the same thing in the government. What they're seeking to do is to use the state resources and to have a serial by-elections to generate.
State resources meaning $30 million. 30 million. With all the problems in Jamaica. They just found $30 million just to do a by-election.
politics and to deal with their internal politics. If you look at the constitution regarding local government election, we are not allowed to have a by-election within the last year. Leading up to the general local government election. Even in the People's National Party, we have said that we have no elections within the year before a general election. And it should be the same thing in the government. What they're seeking to do is to use the state resources and to have a serial by-elections to generate some energy in their party. And we're not participating in the wasting of the state resources. It's going to take approximately $25 million for them to host a by-election. And this is in the context of schools still being unrepaired. We have only 18% of our students getting 5 subjects to include math and English. We have the agricultural sector.
Now, you see the detailed answer that Mr. Dayton Campbell is giving? Y'all gotta really pay attention to what the man is saying. He's showing you what they put their resources in, and he's showing you the things that are really necessary to put the resources in compared to what they're doing. All right, listen.
So we are 3.5 years away from a local government election. So we will be contesting those 2 by-elections. In relation to the constituencies, we think that the government is trying to use the state resources to play politics and to deal with their internal politics. If you look at the constitution regarding local government election, we are not allowed to have a by-election within the last year. Leading up to the general local government election. Even in the People's National Party, we have said that we have no elections within the year before a general election. And it should be the same thing in the government. What they're seeking to do is to use the state resources and to have a serial by-elections to generate some energy in their party. And we're not participating in the wasting of the state resources. It's going to take approximately $25 million for them to host a by-election. And this is in the context of schools still being unrepaired. We have only 18% of
25 million estimated. There are schools that were hit by burial that is still being that are not fixed. Right? Listen to what the man is saying.
And this is in the context of schools still being unrepaired.
Schools still being unrepaired after getting hit by burial. Over 2 months now, right?
We have only 18% of our students getting 5 subjects to include math and English.
Only 18% of our students performing on a level where they're getting 5 subjects, including math and English. That is poor. All right.
We have the agricultural sector that is in a state of crisis with food prices escalating sharp.
Bingo. I talked about the agricultural sector in a video that I posted. 48,000 farmers were affected by burial. 48,000 guys. Only 500 allegedly up to this point has gotten assistance. Only after 2 months. After 2 months. Man, I'm gonna put the link to that video in the description. Y'all better go check it out. Lord have mercy.
We have a health sector that is underperforming with patients sitting on floors and sleeping on the bed.
No.
And
the health sector is trash. I might have to play a video that I saw after this. The health sector is trash.
In that context, we think that there is so much more that the government can do with the limited resources that are available. We are already in the final.
So pretty much what he's saying is that, and excuse me, with all the things that are happening in Jamaica that is necessary for us to do and take care of, they found the most unnecessary thing to do with the money. We got Ashley McCollum in the building. Salute.
Unrepaired. We have only 18 elections, wasting of the state resources. It's going to take approximately $25 million for them to host a by-election. And this is in the context of schools still being unrepaired. We have only 18% of our students getting 5 subjects to include math and English. We have the agricultural sector that is in a state of crisis with food prices escalating sharply. We have a health sector that is underperforming with patients sitting on floors and sleeping on the bed. And in that context, we think that there is so much more that the government can do with the limited resources that are available. We are already in the final year. The government is unlikely to call an election in the summer period, so we are really maximum 8-9 months away from an election. The government is very unpopular. We think the thing that should be done is that they should call the general election and let the people decide if they want to continue along this downward spiral that is leading to disaster, if they want change and hope.
What signal do you think this will send to the electorate though? You're a major political party, a by-election is called and you're sitting this one out. This is not like 1983.
No, this is...
Yo, do you see what everything that the man just detailed out, and you hear what the journalist asked him? Do you think that is a that is a logical question after everything he just detailed? Her question is a leading question to insinuate that what the PNP decision is somewhat of a weak move. That is the most false narrative only being put out by die-hearted laborites. That's a false narrative. The man just told you why it makes no sense to join this by-election. He gave you a full, logical, well thought out detail. We're not going to join your internal politics that you got going on. We're not going to allow you to draw us into something that don't even make no sense. The general elections is months away, right? We do a by-election, excuse me, a local government election is in 2028, 3.5 years from now, right? Furthermore, what about the 2 other constituencies that the individuals passed away, and it's been a year now and you never called a by-election? Why is it that you're calling a by-election for this particular constituency? Let me tell you why. That is a JLP stronghold. He knows that he's going to win in that zone because they got those people locked. Right? That's it. It ain't nothing else. He's testing the waters. Right? In my opinion, any well-thinking Jamaican can see through these plays that they're doing. They're running the same plays they do every time there's an election cycle. But thank God the PNP is wise enough. But listen to the question that the mainstream media is asking the General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell of the PNP. Listen to this after the man just outlined why we're not doing this. Listen to this.
General election, and let the people decide if they want to continue along this downward spiral that is leading to disaster, if they want change and hope.
What signal do you think this will send to the electorate, though? You're a major political party. A by-election is coming and you're sitting this one out. This is not like 1983.
No, this is saying to our persons that we're getting ready. After I finish speaking with you, I'm going into a campaign committee meeting. We are busy preparing for a general election, which is due. We are of the opinion that when the report comes out and the Prime Minister, that will put further pressure on him. When his Integrity Commission report comes out, when the report comes out and the illicit 8 will put further pressure on the government. I've already listed some of the things that has the government under pressure and seen as underperforming. And so we think that a general election really should be what the Prime Minister calls, if he calls anything. Let us be mindful of something.
Listen, man. Dr. Dayton Campbell is expertly, I'm talking about expertly destroying and exposing Andrew Holness and the mainstream media with the answers that he's giving. Because they're not even asking tough questions. It's too easy. Let's go back. And he's so long-winded, he don't even finish answering the question and he already killed the question 10 times already. Listen.
It's very unpopular. The thing that should be done is that they should call the general election and let the people decide if they want to continue along this downward spiral that is leading to disaster, if they want change and hope.
What signal do you think this will send to the electorate, though? You're a major political party. A by-election is coming and you're sitting this one out. This is not like 1983.
No, this is saying to our persons that we're getting ready. After I finish speaking with you, I'm going into a campaign committee meeting. We are busy preparing for a general election, which is due.
So, she's saying what message it's going to send. Well, it's telling you that we're getting ready. After I'm done talking to you, I'm not even wasting no time. I'm going to a conference. We are getting ready for this general election. Why is it important that they do? They already have the momentum. That's one. There's no need to join this by-election. It's a waste of money. Waste of money. A total waste of money. That's their business. They don't need to. That's their business. That don't affect the general election. It really don't. It really don't. Right? So Andrew Holness, in my opinion, is playing chess. But the PNP is playing better chess right now. And I believe that the mainstream media, in my opinion, is in favor of Andrew Holness. And I believe that you know, I believe that Mr. Dayton Campbell is definitely hurting them right now, hurting the JLP right now with his answers, and he's hurting the media too. Boy, oh boy, Art man, what?
We are of the opinion that when the report comes out on the Prime Minister, that will put further pressure on him when he's
the illicit 8, the report that's supposed to table Tuesday in Parliament. Boy, I can't wait. And you know what? I got a theory about that. Y'all clip this up. Hey, share this live, man. I'm telling you. I got a theory about the illicit 8 and the whole tabling and what they might do. So let's hypothetically say that, you know, Andrew Holness is a part of the illicit 8. Hypothetically, let's say that Nigel Clark is a part of the illicit. Juliet. Hypothetically, this is not real what I'm saying. This is a hypothetical situation. All right. This is a dream talk. I dreamt this for the babies. This is something I dreamed up in my mind. It's not real. Best way I could talk to the babies are people that don't know what hypothetical means right now. The first thing come to my mind, right? So say for instance that Andrew Holness and his wife is a part of the illicit 8. Now Andrew Holness has to step down. He has to resign, right? Here comes Nigel Clark. Here comes Nigel Clark. The one that everybody is saying betrayed us. Abandoned ship. Here comes Nigel Clark coming back, refusing the job from the IMF and saying, I can't let my people down. Come with some elaborate speech, and all of a sudden got the voters thinking, huh? So now we know who the illicit 8 is. Hopefully they're going to prison. But here comes Nigel Clark, leaving the IMF job. I'm telling you, this is a wild thought. This came to my mind. And y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section or in the live chat. This came to my mind. Imagine that. He did that, right? Do you know what the mainstream media would do with a story like that? Nigel Clark would be the hero. Right? You got a government that's falling apart. You got an election coming up. He is not a part of the illicit 8, that Nigel Clark, right? He not a part of the illicit 8, right? Right? And you know how Jamaican people are. They love the excitement. They love praising. Some of them really be praising these dudes no matter what they do anyway. And they got the media behind them. So I'm thinking the IMF would be behind, and the World Bank, in my opinion, in this idea, would be behind Nigel Clark. So Andrew Holness would lose. But who Andrew Holness works for, the corporation, would win. Because now they got the Wonder Boy leaving this big job of the IMF to come back to get this country in order and fulfill the promises that he and Andrew Holness made for the people. You heard all the praises that Nigel Clark got, even from the opposition. You know, congratulations and all of this. And people was cheering him on. And then us now, well-thinking brothers and sisters that was saying he's a coon and he's a sellout, it's going to be like a stick in the face to us and a ha-ha moment for them. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm thinking that far along in terms of a chess move. And I think a lot of people would get tricked behind that. Yeah, I think a lot of people would get tricked behind that. Tell me what y'all think, man. Tell me what y'all think. Yo, hey, this politics stuff is wild, man. I wouldn't be surprised, man.
You're sitting this one out. This is not like 1983.
No, this is saying to our persons that we're getting ready. After I finish speaking with you, I'm going into a campaign committee meeting. We are busy preparing for a general election, which is due. We are of the opinion that when the report comes out on the Prime Minister, that we'll put further pressure on him. When his Integrity Commission report comes out, when the report comes out on the illicit aid, we'll put further pressure on the government. I've already listed some of the things that has the government under pressure and seen as underperforming. And so we think that a general election really should be what the Prime Minister...
Some of the things that have them on... EJ, what up, man? Some of the things that got them underperforming, ladies and gentlemen, the government, the healthcare system, agriculture. Like I said, 48,000 brothers and sisters that didn't, only 500, 1% of them actually got assistance from the government to get back on track, right? And what that means is there's going to be a lot of imports, and what that means is imported food. And what that means is the food prices are going to be ridiculous. It means the food prices are already ridiculous. All right? It's already so every way the Jamaican people, the regular citizens, are getting cooked. Every way under this government that is running presently right now. They gotta go, man.
If he calls anything, let us be mindful of something, that the vacancy in Northeast Centre was engineered. It is a doing of the Jamaica Labour Party. There's a vacancy that has been there in South Carolina for over a year. You orchestrate a vacancy in Northeast and call the by-election the next day, while still not calling the by-election in South Carolina, which has been without representation for over a year. That's politics. We're not going to be parties to that, complicit in the government wasting the resources of the state and using the state to settle their internal politics.
So, you see, Dr. Dayton Campbell stood on business. He kept it right where it's supposed to be. And I want you to listen to what the reporter is going to ask him again, because they're trying to spin a narrative. You got to listen. They're trying to spin a narrative.
What would this mean for your candidate, Dr. Ryan Simpson? He has been working in the area. Now you're not calling a by-election. Matthew Samuda will be there drumming up support. Wouldn't it hurt the party's chances when the general election is called?
So they're trying to still keep it on the by-election. That somehow, aren't you hurting the person that's in that area doing the work? The PNP knows that area belongs to the JLP. They know. They know it's a JLP stronghold, right? So why would they even bother to waste their money and their time when you're supposed to be preparing for a bigger election? But the media wants to keep it on that and keep it there. Listen.
No, that's not how we're approaching it. Our thing is evidence-based, data-driven. So what we're trying to do is to make sure that we set appropriate targets for the different constituencies, and then that we find the bodies to match those targets. So
it's strategical. Making sure they are working with data. They don't care about hearsay and narratives by the mainstream media. So the chess games that Holness is using, in my opinion, alongside with mainstream media, right? The PNP is not falling for it.
So we will continue to do the work in Northeast Centre and in the other constituencies in the country to ensure that we can engage the people, we can explain to them what it is that we're about, show them what the government is doing that is wrong and how it can be done differently. Because this government has a penchant for trying to deceive the people into thinking that what they're doing that is failing is the only way it can be done. But things can certainly be done another way. Let me look.
Wait, what they're doing that's failing is the only thing it can be done. That's a fact. And a lot of people has fall for that banana in the tailpipe. Because they make excuses for these dudes. And the UIC president been talking about this for years. When you look at, what's that country's name again? Singapore. And you look at their timeline when they got independence, it was close to us. And you look at the fact that they're the size, I believe, of St. Thomas. But they're the leading exporter of organic food in the world. I don't think y'all heard me though. They're the leading exporter of organic food in the world. Why can't Jamaica be the leading exporter of organic food in the world? When we're bigger than them in size, we got obviously more farmland, obviously because we're bigger. They use the size of St. Thomas to achieve their goal. I'm sure if we focus on agriculture, mimic what they did, probably improved on it, we would be such of a big exporter of organic food. It would be ridiculous. Like, there would be no comparison to nowhere. We have rich soil in Jamaica, man. Why you think they digging up for the bauxite? These areas have prime soil there for growing crops, for growing food, ganja, all of that. The government needs to focus more on agriculture, which they are not. And the PMP, that is one of their most biggest pushes, agriculture. Velma says, it's so hypothetical. Nigel was the main one who tried to brainwash people that Mark Golding was going to abandon them by running off, and instead he's the hypocrite, is the first to run. Exactly, Velma. So imagine he ended up on his way running and then turned back to save the JLP and to quote unquote save Jamaica and carry out the good work. I'm telling you, I believe that they're going to try and spin this using the media, because listen to how this lady is questioning Mr. Dayton Campbell, Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Use agriculture as an example. The food prices are soaring out of control, and the Minister of Agriculture makes it appear as if there's nothing that can be done. Majority of the items now that are selling at the increased cost are cash crops. These are things that the crop maturity for them is 3 months. And the ministry and the minister put back some assistance in the hands of the farmers, especially in the areas that were not affected by the hurricane. We would have been able to have persons producing cabbage, tomato, sweet peppers, and those things now.
Yo, I gotta play that back. Listen to Solution. Wow.
We can explain to them what it is that we're about, show them what the government is doing that is wrong and how it can be done differently. Because this government has a penchant for trying to deceive the people into thinking that what they're doing that is failing is the only way it can be done. But things can certainly be done another way. Let me use agriculture as an example. The food prices are soaring out of control, and the Minister of Agriculture makes it appear as if there's nothing that can be done. Majority of the items now that are selling at the increased cost are cash crops. These are things that the crop maturity for them is 3 months. And the ministry and the minister put back some assistance in the hands of the farmers, especially in the areas that were not affected by the hurricane. We would have been able to have persons producing cabbage, tomato, sweet peppers, and those things now.
So what he's saying is, and this is key. This is key. Boy, this is key. What he's saying is, you have crops that grow in 3 months. If the government had focused on actually the areas that were not affected by the hurricane, putting money into those farmers, right? Putting money into those farmers, helping them to grow those types of crops quickly, it would relieve the burden of the cost of the imported stuff, right? Because it would have only took 3 months. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 2.5 months. If they were proactive, we would be getting crops very, very soon. It's been 3 months since burial. I want y'all to think about that. That is a very good point. That's a very goddamn good point.
Additionally, the ministry giving out the permits for importation earlier, and every previous government, not just PNP but also JP government, knows that after a disaster you remove the importation duties. So a pound of tomato in the US in the supermarket, not at the farm gate, in the supermarket is like 98 cents, which is about $158 Jamaican. But when it gets to Jamaica, it's selling for $1,000, because my research shows that it's passing through too many hands before it gets to the final distributor, the supermarkets. And so this rapacious capitalism that is in the society, it needs to be treated by having a government that has the interests of the people at heart.
Wow, so so basically what he's saying is they're supposed to remove like the duty or whatever on the imported foods after a disaster, because obviously you want to help the people and not have the prices soar out of control. But they have not done that, so this is why the prices have gone out of control. So he's saying the government actually can do things to help the people. It's been done before, and the JLP is not doing it when it comes on to this disaster burial and the food and the cost and everything. Because I showed you, man, listen. There's a tomato for over like $600 Jamaican. That is wild. One single tomato. That's crazy.
That would put something in place to ensure that we protect the consumers. And the Ministry of Agriculture
put things in place to protect the consumers. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I can't cap to you, man. The movements, the actions of this government, and when I analyze it, these people really don't really care about us, bro. They are the worst thing that ever has happened to this country as a political party, led by Andrew Holness and his wife. I'm telling you, it's the worst.
Has to work with the Ministry of Investment.
And I'm not a PMP, bro. I'm just telling the truth, bro. I'm sick of these people in the comment sections. The people watching. I'm sick of y'all, man. Come on, man. Stop the cap. Right? Just stop, bro. Keep it a buck. Keep it a bean. Keep it a stack. Right? They not doing what they supposed to do for the people, bro. Period. And the evidence is there.
And Commerce and the Consumer Affairs Commission to ensure that we don't have persons that are taking advantage of our people in a time that they can't feed themselves. It cannot be that a minimum wage earner that is earning $15,000 per week is being called upon to pay $1,000 for a pound of tomato. And then when they can't eat.
Think about that. Think about somebody making 100 US a week. 15,000 Jamaican dollars. And out of that 15,000, a tomato cost 1,000. A cabbage cost 1,000. How long can you eat one cabbage for? How long can you eat a tomato for? How long is that gonna last? So $15,000 ain't gonna carry you nowhere in the marketplace because of what they did and what they did not do
properly, and they just eat pure starch and those other things, and they get non-communicable diseases like hypertension.
Look how he's breaking it down. The people would have to go for cheaper options, and then you're gonna eat the wrong things, develop all of these communicable diseases, diabetes and stuff like that. Yo, this is an excellent point he's making, bro. And then we have a healthcare system that is not working. Literally. It's just all bad. It's all bad. What the, bro?
Something to write my wisdom
Bro,
warriors.
it is
Something
all
is
bad.
not
Yo,
right.
share this live, man.
Tell about them.
Yo, I'm telling you, Dayton Campbell totally exposed Andrew Holness' entire government in this interview. Nigel Clark and Kamana Johnson Smith.
Hypertension and diabetes and the circulatory problems, they become a burden on the hospital.
What is that?
Secondary healthcare sector, and then we have people in the hospitals on floor and on chairs, and so it just
people in the hospitals on floor on chairs. This is the General Secretary of the People's National Party, the opposition. None of them can say he's lying. None of them can say he's spreading false news. That is the reality versus what the media tries to put out. Right? Some of the media pundits on YouTube that they allegedly have in their pockets. You have one of them called JLP Mouthpiece. Right? Crazy. Some of the stuff they put out, yo, you like, what? Yo, these people clearly have an agenda towards the JLP, in my opinion. Clearly. I wonder if they're getting paid, by the way. But let's continue.
It becomes a bad sequelae for those who are from the lower parts of the society. So we need a caring government. It's time for Mark Golding to assume the reins of government supported by an able team.
Yo, this man answers questions expertly, bro. And after such a great answer to her question, listen to what she gonna ask you.
The PNP is sitting out the by-election because you have no money to campaign at this time.
Now she's going to the PNP has no money. You can't tell me that this person ain't working for the JLP that's asking these questions. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that, bro. That's my opinion, bro. That's my opinion, bro. That's my opinion. After everything the man just said, her question to him is, Is the PNP sitting this out because they don't have no money? Damn, son. Hey, yo. Boy, hey, man. This interview has been thoroughly exposed already. But wait, there's more.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Oh my God.
Money is not a problem. We are not complaining about money. We are strategically doing what we're doing. There are persons in the society that have bought into what we're about. We have a lead in the polls. Persons are willing to support our efforts. So that is not a consideration to say that we have no money. That is not the consideration.
Yo, money is not the problem, you heard? Money is not the problem, you heard?
All lies will be exposed.
You
That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Money ain't the problem. Please understand this. They got people that believe in what they're doing. Organization entities that's funding and they're being strategic. They playing chess, they not playing checkers. Let's see what you gonna ask now.
There's a moral issue at play, right? There's a principle issue. There's a poor governance in Jamaica in general. The government cannot orchestrate a vacancy in a constituency and then call that by-election the next day whilst ignoring a vacancy that exists for over a year in another. Why
wouldn't somebody, why is that not understood? Why is everybody trying to skip past that fact? Listen, man, y'all are being brainwashed. And if you allow the mainstream media to brainwash you, it is all your fault. They're telling you up is down and down is up. And this lady right now is trying to establish that down is up and up is down in this interview right here. The man said this is an integrity issue. This is a principle issue. What about the two other by-elections that should have been called a year ago? Why weren't they given the same energy that you're giving this by-election? The person resigned today, the next day there was a call for the by-election. Did y'all ask the JLP, oh, are you guys running out of money? Why you ain't called the by-election? Did you ask them, are you guys afraid that you will lose in those constituencies? That's why you didn't call a by-election? Did you, the mainstream media, do that? I don't think you did. I don't think you did. I don't think you did. Mainstream media is totally exposed right now, bruh.
Of a constituency. That should be frowned on by all well-thinking Jamaicans.
You mentioned the divisions already, but say for instance, because the Prime Minister said in the coming months he will call the other by-elections. We'll see how that plays out. What if a by-election is announced in Trelawney, and if and when Dr. Clark resigns, there's a by-election in that constituency as well? Will you contest those two?
So that's what I'm saying. We're contesting the by-elections in the divisions, and the principle behind it is that the local government election is not due until 2028, and that's why we're contesting that. But the by-elections in the constituencies, we're not contesting those because the general election is due within 12 months. And the same thinking that informed both major political parties in the parliament to have put the provision in the constitution that there is no by-election within the last year of the general local government election being due is the same principle that should obtain for the general election. It is a waste to have $25 million per by-election. The Prime Minister didn't even come today to announce all three by-elections at once. What he's trying to do is to do them serially to try and develop some momentum and try to assist his failing numbers in the polls and those things. So he's
bingo, it's all politics. Yo, Dayton Campbell is cooking this man. I'm trying to tell you, bruh.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
Dayton Campbell, man, what?
I said, let him cook.
Man.
And the next day, whilst ignoring a vacancy that exists for over a year in another
Listen to the question again.
That should be frowned on by all well-thinking Jamaicans.
You mentioned the divisions already, but say for instance, because the Prime Minister said in the coming months he will call the other by-elections. We'll see how that plays out. What if a by-election is announced in Trelawney, and if and when Dr. Clark resigns, there's a by-election in that constituency as well? Will you contest those two?
So that's what I'm saying. We're contesting the by-elections in the divisions, and the principle behind it is that the local government election is not due until 2028, and that's why we're contesting contesting that. But the by-elections in the constituencies, we're not contesting those because the general election is due within 12 months. And the same thinking that informed both major political parties in the parliament to have put the provision in the constitution that there is no by-election within the last year of the general local government election being due is the same principle that should obtain for the general election. It is a waste to have $25 million per by-election. The Prime Minister didn't even come today to announce all 3 by-elections at once. What he's trying to do is to do them serially to try and develop some momentum and try to assist his failing numbers in the polls and those things. So he's trying to get some momentum out of this whilst wasting the resources of the state. How do you look at a teacher and look at the parents and say to them that your child can't start school, they have to be in a church hall because the roof of the school isn't repaired, but we can find $25 million to call a by-election that was orchestrated by the Labour Party?
Over, bruh. Bruh, it's game over. I'm talking about expertly answered. Done. Finato. And hear this person question after this.
Another thing, it's sort of similar. Well, let me get back on track. Right. Your party workers in Northeast St. Anne, how have they reacted to this decision? That's if they're told.
Our party workers in Northeast St. Anne and in the other 62 constituencies, along with a host of Jamaicans, are saying that this entire government needs to go. And so they want the general election. I've been saying...
Yo, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yo. Hey. I see why they're afraid of Marky G. Marky G got a strong team around him. Man, Dayton Campbell is no joke. He is no joke. Bruh, the way how he's answering these questions, like the deflection is real with the interviewer. She's just asking the wrong questions. She asking the wrong questions, bruh. And look how the man answered the question. Listen, man, all of us want a general election. Every single constituency, we are in one accord. Call the general election now, and I'm telling you, there's a large majority. Ladies and gentlemen, September 30th, go and make sure y'all get your ish together so you can vote. Don't play with this thing now. This is the most important election. I don't want to see, only 25% of Jamaicans voted. Nah, B. We need 99.9% of Jamaicans voting. Do you see how much of us are being unalive on a daily basis? Don't you see there's been 90 people that is gone in a month? 30 days, bruh. 91 people gone, bruh. Homicide. They talking about what? How crime is down? Man, shut up. Please, stop that. Stop it. We don't believe you. We don't.
Saying it before, that what we have currently is government ministers who are auditioning for jobs elsewhere. Kamana Johnson-Smith was trying to become Secretary General, was it? Commonwealth a few years ago. Minister Clark is leaving. The same man that said that he was increasing the salary so that people would not migrate, so he can retain and attract the brightest, but apparently he didn't increase by enough to retain himself.
Yo! Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
Nigel, Clark, and Kamana got a stray bullet. Oh my God. Yo, bruh. Outside of exposing Andrew Holness and the media this whole time in this interview, this man just pulled up a whole goddamn AR-15, a goddamn 50 caliber gun on the top of the car. This is verbally, right? I'm talking about on rapid. Damn. Let's hear that again. Treated by the Labour Party.
Another thing, it sort of seems, well, let me get back on track. Right. Your party workers in Northeast St. Ann, how have they reacted to this decision? That's if they're told.
Our party workers in Northeast St. Ann and in the other 62 constituencies, along with a host of Jamaicans, are saying that this entire government needs to go. And so they want the general election. I've been saying it before, that what we have currently is government ministers who are auditioning for jobs elsewhere. Kamana Johnson-Smith was trying to become Secretary General, was it? Commonwealth a few years ago. Minister Clark is leaving. The same man that said that he was increasing the salary so that people would not migrate, so he can retain and attract the brightest, but apparently didn't increase by enough to retain himself. We have teachers and nurses and other persons who we are calling upon them to stay in Jamaica, whilst we have government ministers auditioning for jobs elsewhere. I want to sign a recommendation for the Prime Minister for some international job because his time is up.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Man, this man is a savage, bro. They all got it. All three of them that you see on this goddamn thumbnail on the screen right now, every last one of them, they got hit, bro. They got hit with a headshot on that comment. I'm trying to tell you what I say. She was looking for a job elsewhere overseas, right? Nigel Clark is moving to the IMF, right? In the process of doing so. And Dayton Campbell said, man, I'm trying to find a job for the Prime Minister overseas because he got to go. We need him to hell up out of here because he's destroying our country. Boy.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Oh my God, bro. This is too funny. Yo, shout out to Dayton Campbell. Yo, this man is the GOAT. You hear me? We got Hassan. What's going on? Hassan Tahir show in the building. Salute. Yo, this man is the GOAT.
Is it safe to say the PNP was caught off guard by this latest announcement?
Not at all.
Look at the question she asked after the man so confidently said, listen, these people are trying to leave their jobs. We want the Prime Minister to resign immediately. Now you're asking the man if they were caught off guard. They don't care about no by-election. It doesn't affect them. The man has been saying this the whole time. The by-election actually makes JLP look bad. But the mainstream media is trying to spin it somehow to make this look like a weakness of the PNP. No, it's the other way around, ladies and gentlemen. The JLP is the one that is weak. If they were strong, they would call the general election. If they were confident of winning the general election and having favor with the people, he would call it right this minute because he has done it before. In the pandemic, when he was confident, he called it, didn't he? Or sometime around that time, close to it, I don't remember. But they were having they had the momentum, man. And he said, yo, election. That's one of the things that needs to be changed, the constituency in the Constitution, right? They need to change it that there's a set date for elections. So the leader or any leader that is the Prime Minister can't manipulate election proceedings. You're gonna know that on July or on February of or November of every year, every 4 years, the general election is gonna be on this date. Yeah, that's what we need, so we can remove some of these corrupt and snakish behavior of the politicians. Look at this foolish question she asked the man.
And his jobs elsewhere. Another person's by enough to retain himself. We have teachers and nurses and other persons who we are calling upon them to stay in Jamaica whilst we have government ministers auditioning for jobs elsewhere.
Come on, man.
I want to sign a recommendation for the Prime Minister for some international job because his time is up.
Man, listen. You got these people looking for jobs overseas, getting jobs overseas, but shaming the teachers for actually not for leaving when they raised their pay to 200 and 300%. So Nigel Clark, to Dayton Campbell's point, the 300% increase was not enough for you. for you to be loyal to Jamaica. In my opinion, you were never loyal to Jamaica. You never had Jamaica's best interests at heart. In my opinion, you're a coon. You're a sellout. You've been a sellout. From the moment you decided to come into this politics thing, in my opinion, you've been a sellout. Your intentions was always for your own selfish endeavors and not to serve the people of Jamaica or any country for that matter. Unfortunately, you're not alone. There's a lot of people like you because people are people, right? It's just that you're in a more position of power where you have more responsibilities because you have the responsibility of a lot of people's lives and their well-being here in Jamaica. But if you're not a person, Mr. Nigel Clark, that cares for people, truly cares, then you're going to move the way you're moving and do things the way you do, in my opinion. I'm not surprised. I'm just saying, I think all y'all is a piece of shit. I really do. I really, really do. It's crazy, man.
The PNP was caught off guard by this latest announcement?
Not at all. As I said, we're in full election mode. We're preparing for a general election. So if we're in the phase of preparing for a general election, calling a by-election could not be something that catches us off guard.
Yo, you see how dumb the question she asked is? The person that asked this question? Man, listen.
The principled matter here, as you cannot orchestrate a vacancy and then ignore a vacancy that existed before for 1 year and then go and call.
He keeps repeating the same thing because that's the big point of all of this.
Only one. I don't think that has ever happened in the country before, where somebody resigns one day and by the next day you have an announcement. We didn't have a resignation of Mike Henry, Carl Samuda, J.C. Hutchinson, all of these alien politicians that are in the departure lounge. What we had was a young female that they used and discarded. She's within year 4 of her first term and she was pushed out to facilitate the machinations of the Prime Minister. We're not going to be party to that.
One.
Oh man, Yo, why am I so excited, bro? Nah, this dude is fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, I like Dayton Campbell, man. Nah, for real, bro. Cause he talking that shit. He talking that shit now. This young lady, right? 4 years, like this is her first term. And it's not like she an old person, but this is the same party that's talking about, you know, oh, the youth, we have the youth. Really? Really? Well, I guess that's another big failed promise. Y'all discarding the youth now?
Another quick question. How can Jamaicans take the PNP seriously at this time with you sitting out a by-election at a time like this?
Do you see what she did? She went back to the same question in another way. This is why I'm telling you, this is my point. They are sellouts. The mainstream media is a sellout. She is clearly pushing the narrative. Look at Dayton Campbell's face. He's like, did this bit really ask that dumb question again? After asking a dumb question a while ago, this bit asks another dumb question? Is that just what you know, is she serious? Look at the man's face.
They're taking us serious because we're not participating in a process to waste the state resources to contest an election that was orchestrated by the government whilst ignoring a vacancy that exists for over 1 year. Jamaicans must take the PNP serious. I would ask the question, how can they take this government serious that would ignore a vacancy that has been there for 1 year, orchestrate one, and then call it the next day, whilst at the same time going to the parliament to change the constitution to put off the by-election in St. Thomas where a councillor died. A natural cause created that vacancy, and they have gone to the parliament to change the law to put that off. But they've gone there to call a by-election the day after they orchestrated the resignation of a young female that they have not supported and guided in the process to ensure that she could have a successful career.
Man, listen, man. Come on, man. I gotta play that back. I gotta play that one more time for you to hear the answer, man. Right?
For over 1 year, Jamaicans must take the PNP
seriously at this time with you.
She was pushed out to facilitate the machinations of the Prime Minister. We're not going to be party to that.
One other quick question. How can Jamaicans take the PNP seriously at this time with you sitting out a by-election at a time like this?
How can Jamaican people take the PMP seriously at this significant time sitting out the by-election? You see how her questions are directed into keeping them on the by-election? The man addressed the by-election several times and kept it on point. They changed the law to not keep a by-election when the person passed. They changed it. They changed the constitution. Allegedly, according to Dayton Campbell, they changed the constitution allegedly, or the law, to not keep a by-election a year ago. But as soon as this lady resigned, was forced out of her position, right? They call a by-election the next day. Why is that by-election such a priority and those two by-elections are not? Why did they go as far as changing the law? Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to hear me now. Why did they go as far as changing the law? According to Mr. Dayton Campbell, of course. Right? To not keep a by-election a year ago. Man, if y'all don't see the play, bruh, these people are playing in our faces, ladies and gentlemen. Like, for real, for real.
They're taking us serious because we're not participating in a process to waste the state resources to contest an election that
wasting money for a by-election. That's one red flag.
Was orchestrated.
It was an orchestrated resignation. That's two.
By the government, whilst ignoring
two other situations a year ago.
Vacancy that exists for over 1 year. Jamaicans must take the PNP serious. I would ask the question, how can they take this government serious?
How can we take the government serious when they're playing these games with our future? How?
That would ignore a vacancy that has been there for 1 year, orchestrate one, and then call it the next day, whilst at the same time going to the parliament to change the constitution to put off the by-election in St. Thomas where council.
They changed the constitution to put off the by-election in St. Thomas a year ago. But they want to call the by-election for Northeast St. Anne. Damn, man.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Man, shout out to Cutting Edge, man.
That died. A natural cause created that vacancy, and they have gone to the parliament to change the law to put that off. But they've gone there to call a by-election the day after they orchestrated the resignation of a young female that they have not supported and guided in the process to ensure that she could have a successful career.
All of these people been exposed in this live stream. All of them. The leader, of course, Kamana, is it Johnson Smith? Yeah. She got a stray in there. Nigel Clark got a whole rocket launcher. Man, this was an ether, bro. This was an ether. And the media, the questions that they posed to him, this should have been a shorter interview because he killed it. He killed it 6 minutes ago. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, I only got 12 people in the building. I don't know if anybody wants to call in where this topic is concerned. But I made my point, man. The mainstream media has been totally exposed by Dayton Campbell. Andrew Holness has been totally exposed by Dayton Campbell in this situation. Kamana, she got astray. She got exposed to for, trying to go and get another job overseas. You know what I'm saying? All of them want to bail and leave Jamaica, but yet still the government is going to disgrace the teachers and the nurses that want a better lifestyle. They get 200 to 300% increase on their money, and that wasn't enough for Nigel Clark to stay in his job. He went to the IMF and got more money. And he is part of the reason why the state of the country financially is where it is. Where people, we got, and the agricultural system, like the entire government got exposed in this small interview. If you're really paying attention, the agricultural system was mentioned, the education system was mentioned, the healthcare system was mentioned, right? The fact that they are not doing well in the polls was mentioned. Andrew Holness. The fact that the illicit 8 is just around the corner to be exposed. All right? And the media is going to ask Dayton Campbell as if the PNP is under no pressure. None. The JLP has all the proving to do because they have been piss poor in their performance. Personally, I want the UIC to get big wins in this election and be a part of the parliament. At least. I hope Jamaicans are really thinking outside the box instead of thinking where these two parties are concerned. No disrespect to the comrades out there. I'm just saying. I really want change in Jamaica. I don't think just going back to the old parties is gonna fully do what it needs to be done. We need radical change for this country to move forward in power. Because there's people, in my opinion, that is behind the scenes that are more powerful than the Prime Minister, allegedly. That's really calling the shots, allegedly. Just like every corporation around the world, the corporation is the country, right? It's a business, yes. And there's business owners, yes. 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 This is the age of information. If you're really paying attention and you're listening and you see individuals being interviewed in Congress, yeah, they talk about the corporation all the time. All the time. And that is in the United States. So little old Jamaica. But we still need leaders that are bold enough, that are brass enough to stand up against the corporation. Like Ibrahim Choi of Burkina Faso, like the president of Mali, like the president of Niger there in Africa. We need bold, brave leaders to stand up against the beast and his system that he's trying to impose. That's what we need. We need people that are God-fearing in our leadership. That's what we need. Right? But the mainstream media, I'm not surprised. I'm very disappointed, but I'm not surprised that they try to pull this, the PNP is weak somehow for not, participating in this dumb by-election that they called. It's dumb. It's dumb. It makes no sense. How you not gonna call the other two a year ago, but as soon as this one pop up, you're gonna show niggas. Oh, let's do a by-election the next day. What? Announce a by-election the next day? What happened to a whole year ago for the other two? What happened to St. Thomas? What happened to going, changing the Constitution so you didn't have to call that one? Right? Because you're weak. You know you're going to lose in those areas. Why don't you call the election? Because you know you're going to lose. You're trying to build some type of momentum. And nobody in their right man can really wrong you for I'm going to wrong you. But I understand why you would abuse your power to try and keep power, because power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. If you want to know the true character of a person, give them a lot of power and see how they treat you. If you want to know how a person really is, let them have a lot of power and see how they treat you. My Jamaican people, don't you see how the government is treating us? Are you going to continue to stand and take this abuse? Let me just play this real quick before I go. I'm going to play this audio of Mark Stewart. Right? I'm going to play this audio of Mark Stewart on his program. Right? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh no, it's on the other WhatsApp. Yeah, let me see if I can find that real quick. Alright. Here we go.
So now we have to, as the Church of the Living God, gather to intercept. Oh yes. They're getting ready to change God at the highest rank of the Illuminati lodge in Jamaica. Watch me. Yes. The top position is about to change. What you said? Yes. A new man coming in. So, so now we have to, as the Church of the Living God, gather to intercept. Oh yeah. They're getting ready to change guard at the highest rank of the Illuminati lodge in Jamaica. Watch me. Yes. The top position is about to change. What you say? Yes. A new man coming in. And there will be, you see those massacres and those bloodshed on the land? There's going to be a big, massive bloodbath very soon, because the rank and file of the large Illuminati is getting ready to change. And when that happens, they have like something they have to do to accomplish. They have to do something serious. I'm telling you, they're about to change the top man, top leader, mighty God, in the country. You see a grandmaster? The grandmaster, the senior head, about to change. But they have a duty, they have something they will have to do in order to earn that position. And you're going to hear something happen in Jamaica. Jesus Christ, Jamaica is going to mourn. When Jamaica here, remind me and remember, I tell you, it's because of the head of the hierarchy of this movement is changing, and they're required to complete a task that is going to cost with Jamaica people. Hey, listen to me. Prophesy, Major one. Man of God. Yeah. Can I tell you something? Come on, go ahead. The leader of the country and these people and these dark room, they met about one night at about 4 o'clock. They were setting up their pole, and the same time they were setting up their thing in that morning hour in the country, the earthquake shook and frightened them and popped on the pole. They were setting up their pole, their antenna, their thing at 4 a.m. one morning in Jamaica, and at the same time they were setting up their thing, the earthquake shook and tear it down.
Wow.
And they got frightened. They have ordered and bring in the country some stuff, leadership of the country, to set up across the island. In preparation for their election. To put the people under trance and spell, again, to control so that they don't lose. So the reason why they are rushing, they could move, and you hear about by-election, whatever.
So this is a spiritual thing he's talking about that the government allegedly, government officials allegedly are a part of. This is a pastor speaking, a prophet. He's saying these orders and these groups and these lodges and Illuminati here in Jamaica, they're going to change their leader. And there's a lot of blood that's going to be shed in the country because of it, because there's stuff that they got to do, which I don't understand. But, that's what he's saying. And he's saying that they're performing rituals to keep the people asleep, basically. And that's how they won their elections. Well, my Jamaican people, it's time to get into the bosom of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's time to have God Almighty cover you. Yeah, so whatever they're doing spiritually doesn't affect you. So you can stay as well-thinking Jamaicans. Whatever they're doing allegedly. Right? And I have to say alleged because, you got to be responsible. It's the platform is the platform. The Patreon is coming soon, all right? Yeah, Patreon coming soon. So, yeah, the Patreon is going to be members only. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay a monthly fee to see the content over there. And the content going to be uncut content. You feel me?
Set up something, and they want to test it to see if it will work in their favor. You can't help them, understand? So that's why they forced the woman out of Satan, and then say they're going to run something because they're trying to test something on the people of Jamaica.
You heard what he said? That's why they forced the lady out of St. Anne, because this is like a test run. Whatever they're doing, they want to see if it works on the people. Whatever spiritual thing and a ritual that they're doing, they want to see if it works on the people. Allegedly.
Dog, where of this country. They don't want me to talk. While they were setting up their thing, the earthquake shook. You got them scared. And mashed them everything. Watch this, man. I said, man, I plan God away. Watch out. Something go up. Something is in store, Jamaica. We need to intercept before. Where shall I go? So all of St. James, Trelawney, yes, Anova, yes, all our warriors, everybody. We need to register 31 pastors. No, where to go, Lord? For the 3 o'clock prayer. To you? 3 a.m. I know I can't do you. Friday the 13th. Lord. Montego Bay Miracle Center. Lord, but I got to come again. Hallelujah. I haven't forgot what you done for me yesterday. I haven't forgot what you done for me last week. But Lord, I just got to come back again. I'm telling you, we've got to go serious. All right? Every parish, every town and every village, we've got to reverse the order. I'm telling you, this country is heading down a path of destruction. And I heard Abraham, it was Abraham who asked God, how much we can find to save the nation. Down there. Yes. Reverend Phil Berwin, good night. Greetings, sir. How much pastors?
How many was collection?
Hey, hope y'all understand how deep that is. Hope y'all understand how deep that is. And it still ties into the young lady that was forced to resign in St. Anne. I want to thank everybody that pulled up. If nobody want to call in, I don't see a lot of people chatting. I don't know what happened to my people. I don't see them in the chat. Most of the people that I normally see, I don't see them. They're not here. I don't know what's going on, but it's the weekend, so I might have to not go live on Saturdays because I'm gonna test these days. People got to go out, do groceries, stuff like that. People busy. Yeah, I might have to not go live on these days. I haven't caught the audience yet on a Saturday. I don't know what's going on. Only 12 people in the chat. I don't think it went to even 30 people. My live streams nowadays, that's very uncommon. So, but I'm grateful for the people that came through. I don't know if nobody donated, so let me check real quick. I shared this with a lot of people, and I still ain't seen them in the chat. I don't know, something else going on. Some other breaking news or something. I need to go find out. All right, man. Thank you guys. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Yeah, Dayton Campbell totally exposed the mainstream media in this one. And Andrew Holness. And Nigel Clark. And definitely Kamana Johnson Smith. Sheesh. And all types of shots was fired, man. Hey. All right, man. Salute to y'all. That's my time. Kind of cut short, but sometimes I need it. I be pushing myself. I'm up out of here. I hope that you guys like, share, subscribe. And shout out to all the new subs, man. Wait, before I go, let me see something real quick. Yeah, let me see something real quick before I go. Big shout out to all the new subs. Yeah, let me see something. Crap. There we go. Let me go here. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when you open the page, even on your phone, you open this up and you see this. You see more links. When you press right here, there we go. We got the anonymous link, the PayPal link, the WhatsApp group right there at the top. We got the other pages right here. All right. Bolo V&R clips. When you go on those pages, it's the same thing. You're going to see the other two pages. We got the Zelle. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. We got the email. So, yeah. This is it, man. You can share the live. All right. So, let's get it, man. Let's go. Let's go. All the links you need right there. Everything. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Join the WhatsApp group. The PayPal link to donate. Everything right there. Right there. All right. Let's go here. Let's go to the studios. Man, oh man. We are at 1,783. We gonna hit 2,000 soon, baby. Shout out to all the new subs. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Big ups to everybody that's a part of the family. You heard? That's my Tom. I'm up out of here. Make sure y'all catch the replay. And if you catch the replay and you made it to the end of the video, man, you the real MVP, man. I'm telling you right now. That's love. That's love.